Hello and welcome back to Lorehammer. Ooh, a Tau episode. Are you guys ready to get a rage boner from arguing about the greater good? We got Logan.
What's up?
Yeah, you like the Tau? You want to fight? Yeah, or are you ready to join the greater good? Have you
I'm
joined the greater
always
good
down.
before?
I'm always down to fight communism on any front.
Okay, perfect. That's a good start. Okay. We also got Spaldron back. Hey.
Hello. I'm already a bluefish person.
Oh,
apparently.
nice. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't have anything
well-
better to say. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're on this episode, so you just complied. Somebody asked you to join the greater good, and you just complied.
Yeah,
I think that's what
exactly.
happened.
Pheromones and
Okay.
everything. I can't resist you, Mark.
There was
Okay.
there was a meme I just saw about them that said Tau, or the Imperium thinks Tau are like a bovine deriviant. So they said the
Yeah.
Tau have udders, and then it was just a Markiplier meme that said, "I can milk you."
Oh, yes. Yeah, okay, so let's keep our eye out for udders this episode and pheromones, and we'll see if we can find the secret sauce of what makes the greater good work. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the lead Ethereal, the Ethereal Supreme Master of the Undying Spirit, Aun'Va. He's got a crazy Tau name. We'll say it eventually in this show. I always like the Tau names. They say so much about the person. It's kind of a fun little naming convention that they do. In this episode, we're going to cover who he is. We'll cover his history, who his predecessors were, what he did, what made him famous, why he became the best of the best. And then we'll get into his appearance, personality, philosophy. I don't want to ruin what happens to this character, but as you know, with all 40k characters, they die in it. So,
Unless
but
they
this
have
one is a special
plot armor.
Yeah, exactly. And this one is a special type of plot armor. So we're going to get into a lot of this kind of special plot armor that they were able to kill off a character, but keep them alive in the setting. That's always fun when they do that. So we'll talk about some relationships as well that they have over thousands of years. Apparently, they just have all these relationships with fucking different casts, but different war gear they have. It's all good. Sometimes I love the Tau. Sometimes I hate them. We'll see where this episode lands me in the end.
Love it.
Yeah. Let's join the Discord if you want to hang out. There's links in the description below. That's a good time. If you want to see spicy memes
Mark
there.
in the Discord.
Yeah, talk about the pheromones. It's all good. Yesterday we were talking about how it's always nice when your friend offers you a prostate check, but to comfort you, he gives you a back massage with both his hands.
Yeah. I left that open and I walked away, and I came back and sat down and just looked up and went, all right, that's enough of Discord for today.
That's enough of Discord. So yeah, it's a good time in there. Lots of sexual harassment, I guess. Lorehammer Legal is constantly busy keeping up with the lawsuits, but that's the way she goes. Let's get into this Tau episode. Join the Patreon, come join the live stream, come hang out. You get ad-free versions, all that kind of stuff. But let's dive into this episode.
Let's do it.
We're going to set it up with some context first. We'll build up what the Tau Empire is, some castes and all that kind of stuff. You're up, Logan.
Oh, I'm up. Oh, my thing says you're up. Sorry about that. Overview. All right. Aun'Va, the most recent known Ethereal Supreme, stands above the Tau Empire as Anno, sovereign guide of the Tau and master of the Undying Spirit. Oh my God, his name is so long.
Goddamn.
All right, there's 1,000 apostrophes. All right, wish me luck, chat. All right, Anno Tau Akaya Va Dentra is spoken with reverence. No, it's not.
No, it is. Don't you mock his name. And if you mispronounce any of it, you're in deep trouble.
That's not his Christian name. I don't believe it. But a name carried beyond mortal borders into every new sphere of expansion. At his side stands Commander Shadowsun, who has a Christian name that we like, and his chosen instrument of war, guiding his will towards distant frontiers and those who would resist the greater good. He succeeded the aging Aun'Va as master. That feels like Master Uguay. He survived the aging Aun'Va as master of the Ethereal Council, and among the living Ethereals, none could claim greater age or authority. His influence can be traced through the great expansion of the Tao during the 41st millennium, an unseen hand guiding the decisions from the highest councils to the smallest step. Anno, his authority extends across the entire empire, and his council has shaped generations of leaders. For longer than many can remember, the greatest servants of the Tao have sought his wisdom. His voice has guided the second and third sphere expansions, while his decisions have quietly redirected the course of countless worlds. Upon Tao, the homeworld and sacred heart of his people, he stood as the eldest and most revered of the Ethereals. His word was obeyed without question, not through force, but through the certainty that his wisdom had never failed them. Yet Aun'Va was never merely a spiritual guide. From the earliest stages of the Tao expansion, he was present among the architects of conquest, directing the empire outward with patience that seemed almost without limit. Across newly claimed worlds, millions of fire warriors and countless colonists awaited his command. They did not question what he demanded. They simply stood ready to surrender everything to the greater good. For Aun'Va does not merely lead the Tao, he endures, and where his voice is heard, the empire moves.
Yeah, the Ethereals and Un'Va. We get his name. We learn a lot about him through his name. He's got the title of Un'O, which is like the highest rank in the Ethereal caste. It's like Ethereal Supreme. It's the highest rank. For Fire Warriors, it's like Shas O. But that O is important. But he also is Aun'Va. So you can read his name a different couple ways. Like if you're addressing him like as like the caste leader, you'd say Un'O. But then if you're addressing him as like him as a personal, like your close personal friend, you'd say Aun'Va. Where it's more, you would say then like the master of the Undying Spirit, or the Tao. It just kind of breaks down like that. And then it also tells you that he's from the planet Tao in his name too. So you learn quite a bit from him.
Yeah, that was interesting. I was getting the way they kept talking about the Empire and how he was guiding things. I was getting Thrag from Invincible vibes. That he just says something and the Viltrum Empire moves the way he wants them to.
Yeah, there's not a lot of argument, and we'll eventually get to it. Is it the pheromones? Is it psychic control? How do the Ethereals have so much power? Propaganda? All of the above?
Is he like, I guess we're going to learn, but is he like actually physically powerful, or is it just his prestige that gets him what he wants?
Yeah, just prestige. Like maybe when he was a younger but he's typically displayed as like this old wise, like sitting on like a throne, like seek his counsel.
Interesting.
Yeah, even on tabletop, I haven't like seen his weapon profile in many editions, but it was like you hit on like a 6. It's like it's not good.
I didn't even know he was on the tabletop.
Yeah, very fun.
So
we'll break down a little bit.
Even looks like.
Oh yeah, let me pull up some images here.
Oh, this is him.
Help.
Oh, okay. I stand corrected. I apologize for my ignorance.
Not only do you not say his name with reverence, you don't even respect his mini.
No, the knockoff Prophet of Regret does not stand a chance in my games.
That's so funny. Prophet of Regret. That's from Halo, eh?
Yeah. You're gonna laugh when you see him.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Pretty good. About the same. Yeah, very cool. So yeah, he's like this old wise ethereal where, he's got weight to his voice, and he's got all the experience in the world. He sees things no one else can.
I was expecting more. He's just a dude. I don't.
Maybe I'll give you a different angle of him. How does he look now?
Still
the same. Fuck.
He does? Okay, I found his rules for this edition. Each time a target attacks this unit, uses ability until the end of the model. He can give his unit a 2-up invulnerable save. That's crazy.
Okay.
Each
Wild.
time the model. So he can give a once per game 2-up invuln, subtract 1 to hit and 1 to wound. And while a friendly Tau unit is within 6, each time that unit takes a battle shock leadership test, add 1.
Interesting.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's fun. The two up invuln. That's pretty rowdy. But only one time.
Yeah, only one time. Still, that one time is going to be the one time it really matters.
Yeah.
That's going to be the 5 points from holding an objective that you got with him that you had to shoot him off to get rid of.
Yeah. This model would almost be cool if it was on a bigger diorama base like this, where you get like the 3 of them, him and his bodyguards in one.
That would be
they seem to do a lot more of those like multi-mini models nowadays. Like I'm thinking of like the Sisters of Battle, Relic Processional. So
when did this model come out?
Oh, I don't know. Let's put it around 2008. That'd be my guess. Old mini. Oh boy.
I'm looking.
Yeah.
The Space Pope.
Space Pope, yeah. Yeah, who's got the better Space Pope hat? This one or the leader of the Ecclesiarchy? That's the question that we'll answer by the end of this show, I'm sure.
So true. Where is he? There he is. He came out in 2006 with the 4th edition codex.
Nice.
So he is literally a 20-year-old model.
Good for him. He's old just like his lore.
True, but this is I'm looking at the models that came out from that time period, and it's weird because the Piranha and the Skyray are both plastic models. They're both still valid. They're both still good, but then the rest of it is just like old soft plastic. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, cool guy. I wish I had a fancy outfit like that. You ever wish you had like just like we put it on every day and you're wearing your fanciest robe, jeweled? Just me? Okay. I just walk around mostly shirtless in the backyard, so I feel like this would be an upgrade for me.
Just a bunch of heavy robes in Panama.
Yeah. Maybe some medals on there, some gold medallions.
I mean, no one is stopping you, man. You live in the middle of nowhere. You can basically just go full tribal. Just wear animal
cultural appropriation. Let's see how I can roll with that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's keep going. Let's tell me a little bit about the Tau Empire.
The Tau Empire is a young empire whose expansion has become relentless, spreading through the Ultima Segmentum beneath the guidance of the Ethereals and the doctrine of the greater good. To its people, it is a commonwealth, ordered, harmonious, and united beneath a single purpose. Kroot, Westbit, and other alien races have willingly entered its service, allegedly, adding their strength to its growing dominion. Yet beyond its borders wait older powers. The Imperium watches from nearby, while Orc raids and the shadow of Hive Fleet Kraken threaten its worlds. Still, the Tau advance without hesitation, guided by the serene and unwavering will of Aun'Va.
Yeah, you got this like small little empire, but optimistic and advancing quickly in technology and territory. But ultimately, there's a lot of big bad surrounding them, and they're kind of in just like the small little, what would it be, southeast quadrant of the galaxy.
They should do a little animated series where they show the first interaction of Tau with certain races. Like the first contact with orcs, the first contact with Drukhari.
Yeah, like a little montage. You get like 10-second clips of them like, oh, that one ended horribly. Oh,
Yeah.
that one okay. It's like a quick
They
shot
show
of
the
Ethereal
Drukhari
devour
and
them.
yeah, the Tau is just wearing a ball gag 10 seconds after meeting the Drukhari.
Yes. Yeah, so they're young and optimistic. You know, they're only like 1,000 years old. Well, they're older than that, but like they've only been like a galactic kind of mobile player for like 1,000 years. Slowly collecting different Xenos along the way. But the Empire is made up like even internally of different kind of castes. You know, that's doesn't matter if you're a Xenos, doesn't even matter if you're your own race. They break things down a lot, so it kind of how are you useful? That's kind of your purpose now. That's your function in the system. They
How
also have the
long do
greater
they
good to kind of
live
bind that.
then? Like
I think they
lifespan?
say they have like the average human lifespan 10 years shorter type thing, just like slightly shorter, just like they're slightly less strong and slightly less like durable and all that, but pretty
I
comparable.
see, I see. So the Space Pope guy is like what, 50? Something like that?
Well, then we get into Tau time shenanigans of like, yeah, they're not very long lived, but then you like to use the same characters for the first, second, third, and fourth spheres of expansion, even though those happened over 1,000 years. And then they try to like say, well, they cryo freeze them in between, and like,
Yeah. So apparently,
fuck.
the average Tau lifespan is only 40 to 50 years. 60 is ancient, and typically by age 10 to 20, they're full grown adults.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
sad.
So even a little shorter than humans, a little more short. Yeah. Yeah, and you know, maybe the Ethereals are built different, because as we know, all the different castes are built different as we get into. Like the Fire Warriors are shorter and stockier and stronger, where the Air caste is taller and slender. So maybe the Ethereal caste can live another 20 years longer, but I can't imagine them living 1,000 years longer.
Yeah, that'd be
But
weird.
But maybe they also have weird fucking hormone space magic potentially. I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So we have all.
Yeah, it does say they significantly live longer than the regular Tau, the Ethereals. It doesn't say a specific number, but it says it's like far, far longer than the normal Tau.
Yeah. Like even if you doubled that, tripled that, that'd only be 120 years. Times that by 4, that's 100. Yeah, to get up to that 1,000 years to keep these kind of characters in every sphere of expansion gets excessive. But you know, 40K numbers, that's an effort and futility there if you want to get hung up in there on that.
Maybe they have some tech for the elite as well, like the Imperium. They just use for the nobility, the Ethereals, so they live longer.
Yeah, like life extending technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I did say earlier he does die, and I'm not going to say how he comes back, but yeah, technology. There's definitely technology for sure.
Is it a somehow Palpatine returned situation?
Don't bend my arm. We'll get there. So the greater good, that's what holds this empire together. The Tau-Va. It is the sacred philosophy on which Tau society rests, teaching that all thinking beings should devote themselves to the prosperity of the greater whole. It promises harmony, peace, and purpose, presenting itself not as conquest, but as the natural order of existing beneath one shared ideal. Rooted with the caste system, the Tau-Va guides every aspect of Tau civilization toward a future free from the divisions and violence of their distant past. Under its calm doctrine, each caste fulfills its ordained purpose, each individual serving something greater than themselves. None need stand alone when all stand together. Yet the greater good does not remain within the Tau borders. It calls upon the Tau to bring every intelligent species beneath its protection, absorbing their worlds, customs, and cultures into its expanding order. Expansion is therefore not viewed as ambition, but duty. Resistance is not merely opposition to an empire. It is a refusal of harmony itself. Many have accepted this promise. Aliens, peoples have entered the Tau Empire, and when even humans stranded during the wars against the Tau have surrounded themselves or have surrendered themselves to its rule. Known as Gruvessa, these humans have exchanged the distant authority of the Imperium for the ordered certainty of the greater good. To the Imperium, they are traitors, heretics. To the Tau, they have simply been guided toward a better path. Even those who resist are offered the same choice. Tau commanders frequently call upon enemy leaders to lay down their arms, promising that their faiths and their philosophies may endure, provided they remain compatible with the greater good. It is a gentle invitation. It is a patient command. And beneath the serene voice of Aun'Va, the distinction between the two becomes increasingly difficult to perceive. For the greater good does not demand obedience through fury. It simply teaches that obedience is the highest form of wisdom. Oh man, yeah. If we could all just fucking get along, eh?
Yeah, true. That's the problem. We should just never have dissenting opinions, and then everything will be great.
Exactly. You know, the Tau are pretty gracious with the opinions they allow. Like, if you just consider one of their good allies, the crew, they're like, yeah, sure, go ahead, eat everyone you want. Just don't eat us. Well, we'll be okay. If that's your customs. Okay.
Do the Tau have re-education camps or anything like that? Well, I'm just asking because obedience is the highest form. What do you do with disobedient Tau? You know, bad Space Marines get sent to the Death Watch and stuff. So where do the bad Tau go? Is there a Tau Death Watch or something?
They have gulags, probably.
Yeah, definitely there's a lot of Tau indoctrination when they're younger. And with the Ethereals, they have this control over the population that there isn't that much internal dissent. But, you know, when you go outside the Tau species, then what do you do with some humans that you just recently adopted to your empire? Half the planet said yes, half the planet said no to join in the Tau. So half of them are dissenters. What do you do with them? Yeah, you're going to have to gulag them, re-educate them, probably kill a lot of them.
I was going to say, do they live long enough that re-education is worth it? Like, how long do you think you serve as a fire warrior? Like, are there 50-year-old fire warriors out there? Or like, is it that 10 to 30 and then you're out of the service and they put you somewhere else?
So for being a fire warrior, every 4 years, you do another trial by fire, I think it's called, and then you get promoted. So when you're in Shasla, the very first rank, then after 4 years of service, then you can become a U, another year, a Veer, another 4 years. I guess it'd be like I don't know. What's after Veer? A La, maybe? I don't know. I forget that one. And then an O. So yeah, so that'd be 5 different ranks. So 20 years in the service, potentially. It's kind of what would happen. Yeah. And then you imagine if...
I was going to say, did my 20 years and got out.
Yeah, got my retirement. Yeah. You could say serve longer, you know, if you're still useful, they're probably going to keep finding jobs for you, or they would just kind of retire you on like some backwater planet, like just guard this world, you know, we're not going to make you fight anymore. Like, you're obviously too old, like, it's fine.
I have a little fun fact, by the way. This kind of makes sense now. Apparently, they almost never sleep. Like, they need like very, very little sleep compared to humans. So they live 50 years or something, but lifespan is almost the same since we spend like a lot of time sleeping.
Oh, cool. That's a fun
So yeah, so lifespan is like with that is technically the same.
That kind of creates some, you know, at least one fun little story you could write of like the Tau just like, I know if I can just stay up longer than that human on the other side of the trench, I can get him. And he does. Cool.
All right. I think I'm going to talk about the castes because everybody loves a caste system. Everyone knows the best type to use at any time.
Anytime, all the time.
Anytime, all the time. Society should be castes, is what I think the Tau are trying to teach us. I think that's what James Workshop meant.
Yeah.
All right. So the Tao order their society according to the sacred principles that the many must always stand above the few. Every individual is regarded as a necessary part of the greater whole, yet none are permitted to place themselves above its needs. Under the watchful guidance of the Ethereals, each being is given a purpose, and each purpose serves the harmony of the empire. Social standing is determined by caste, each one fulfilling a role ordained for the prosperity at all. We've got the fire caste, the Shahs, warriors and soldiers. They form the empire's armies. The earth caste, the Fio. Laborers, artisans, engineers, scientists. They build and maintain the foundations of Tao civilization. The water caste, poor, merchants, diplomats. They carry the words and the interest of the Tao between the worlds. And the air caste, the core. Messengers, voidfarers, they command fleets and they connect the growing empire. Then there's the the Ethereal caste, the leaders of both faith and the government. They stand above the castes as guardians of unity.
Yeah, nice. So you got the 5 different castes. I love this image that I pulled up. I got some Spanish on my computer every now and again. Agua caste, Tierra caste, Fuego caste.
That's really funny.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, so you got these different castes, and each one together kind of forms the perfect system. And they are like distinct evolutionary branches. I had this one picture up here where you can see how different each caste is. They're built differently.
I was going to ask. So if one of the, like, I don't know, what is that, like middle height one with the hat?
Middle height one, this guy right here, that would be the water caste.
So, if that one gains a lot of weight, would that pass for?
So the air caste is the tall ones?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then you got the earth caste, the builder types, the short, stocky, and then the handsome Chad warrior fire caste member. Hell yeah! Look at his chin. Yeah, I don't think you can really get fat in this society too often. I don't think there's a lot of corruption. Obviously there's going to be some, but I don't think there is too much. But then that means, they got food rations and stuff. There's not a lot of gluttony. Like, they're not trying to overeat because that's not what the greater good demands. Like, that's not a part of their philosophy and who they are. And it's not just like a philosophy. It's very much like a religion to them, where all these different castes were separated at their beginning of their storytelling ability. And they fought against each other. And then the Ethereals came in and united them all. And since then, they've stood side by side. So it's like this harmony, it's ancient myth building for all of them. It's their backstory. So they all definitely take pride in it and don't want to break it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really struggling with the tall, skinny one on the far right.
Let's find some better just aircast pictures.
No. Look at the anime girl one. Click on the anime girl one. Don't walk away from that, coward.
Okay. Oh yes, the short, stocky Earth Tierra cast member. Hell yes,
dude. She's literal short stack goblin. That's crazy.
All right, let's get deeper into the nonsense of just
don't go deeper.
Okay, get out. Abort. Go back to the tower cast. Fuck. Yeah, their models are weird looking, like just so gangly.
Are those actually GW models, or are those just custom models?
Yeah, no, those are old GW ones from Forge World. Yeah,
looks really freaky.
Yeah, good times. Oh yeah, but they always have the hips still. Doesn't matter what cast you're in.
Doesn't matter what cast they've got. See, there's the bovine thing coming up again. Where are the udders? That's what we need to figure out.
No. They're not bovine. They're more like camels, man. They live they're on a desert planet. Look at their feet. Let's look at Tau feet. They're camel feet.
Subscribe to
That's
the
not the
Patreon
best
to see
image.
more Tau feet pictures.
Only Tau.
Only Tau, only hooves.
Only hooves. Now we're talking. Okay, this one's close. You can see that little camel toe split there. And now let's look at some camel toe images.
Yeah.
I'm afraid for you.
Camel feet will do. Camel feet seems more Lorehammer legal.
That seems safer.
Yeah.
Why did it say camel feet human? Why was camel feet human the second option on Google?
We'll find out.
Click
Logan.
it. Do not click it. But why was that an option? That is so out of pocket. Camel human.
Man.
What?
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
my God.
We'll just leave it like that, I suppose. But yeah, no, the camel people, man, I'm telling you, they're not bovine.
Tau rhymes with cow, so I will stick to
True.
Yeah.
Shit, got me. Well, I guess I'll just ignore all these pictures I'm
Also,
looking at.
no, like these are really meaty for some reason. Like it's soft looking. I think Tau ones are actually really more like goat, actually, not cow either.
Look up
Maybe.
cow feet just while we're looking at feet of animals.
Mark's mom's feet. Here's some cow feet.
This is the soft launch of the new podcast, Animal Feet Hammer.
Hey, that's a pig's foot.
No, that looks closer to the Tau feet because they've got that little thing in the back.
Okay. Oh, no, nub this whole time. You know, I've always been more of a chicken connoisseur than the other one,
Apparently.
so maybe you guys are right.
I'm trying to gaslight your audience into thinking they're camels.
Goddamn, this whole time I've been spreading lies.
We know there are udders under there somewhere. We're gonna.
We will now find them. The hunt begins. All right. Well, fuck. Tau udders. Logan, we'll find them.
No!
Those are mammary glands.
Stop it! That's so dangerous.
Do you have the safe
Oh,
search
God.
on?
Oh God. Well, tell me more about Ethereals and let's check. Let's get away from the feet.
Okay, let's go. So the Ethereals, known by the ancient designation of On in the Tao lexicon, the name is translated as the celestial or ethereal. Though few in number, the Ethereals stand above every other caste as the rulers of the Tao Empire, commanding a loyalty so complete that obedience has become instinctive. Born to counsel, guide, and direct their people along the chosen path, they embody both royalty and priesthood. Their presence carries reverence unlike anything else within the Tao society, approaching something almost sacred. Before an Ethereal, even the greatest warrior becomes quiet. For matters of great consequence, an Ethereal may seek the counsel of a senior member of every caste. Yet counsel is not sovereignty. The final authority remains with the Ethereal alone. Their purpose is to bind the castes together beneath the greater good, ensuring that every strength serves the same eternal purpose. The wisest gather upon Tao within the Ethereal High Council, beneath a presiding Ethereal Supreme, or Ono. From this council, the direction of the Empire is determined, and from that direction comes obedience. Their authority reaches into every corner of Tao existence. They demand greater innovation from the Earth caste, establish the ambitions of the Water caste, regulate the vast fleets of the Air caste, and restrain the fury of the Fire caste when aggression threatens wisdom. Thus, the Ethereals do not merely govern, they shape, command, and preserve. And beneath Aun'Va, the ancient order moves with a calm certainty that leaves little room for dissent. For the greater good, there is always a place for every being, provided they accept the place chosen for them. What was the name of the assassins that can change shape in the Imperium. The sexy-looking ones with the latex.
Is that the Calidus?
Yeah, I think so, right? Wasn't there like a story or animation or something like that? Like one of them infiltrates the Tau, basically. If they could infiltrate as one of the Ethereals, they could do some serious harm.
That's the Calidus assassin you're thinking of.
Calidus.
Yeah,
because I muted my mic and I had a really funny joke because you said the sexy one in leather and I went, "You mean all of them?"
You're right. Yeah. The sexy one.
The Berserker one. Yes.
No, it's
definitely. I think they would get pretty far with that. Like, when talking about like the Tau control over their society, it's multi-layered. In order to kind of break somebody's mind or reshape it, it's not just like one event. You layer it so many times. It's their whole everything. It's their caste system keeps in check, the greater good, the control of information, like personal loyalty, social pressures, like all these things play into it. There's even rumored like old Tau lore, it did have like a biological pheromone to it as well. So that plays just a little bit. And like, would that pheromone work without all these other layers of society and philosophy and loyalty built onto it? Not as well. So it's all this kind of combination that really gives them the control. So yeah, maybe that shapeshifter would be able to get pretty far and like fool everyone except for the very wisest, maybe the very susceptible to the pheromones or something.
Yeah, because the word obedience is used like a lot in this. So like if an Ethereal says put a fork in your in your slit, would they actually listen to it?
Yeah, and like we have crazy examples of people doing wild things just because of societal pressure or like they truly believe that. Yeah, exactly, man. So totally. And whether it's actually that ethereal controlling the tower, it's all those other factors, or even just that little bit of pheromone. I get that. Yeah, like maybe they truly get like a dopamine hit, like a hit of pleasure when they serve an ethereal. Maybe
makes sense. Yeah, I mean, all the casts, they have some sort of mental or physical difference, right? Like some are fatter, some are taller. So yeah, what about Ethereals? There's gotta be something different about them. So I mean, I could say maybe they actually have some psychic power, since all the other ones are almost, like zero psychic presence. But I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah, that's maybe the one thing that we never really said is like maybe psychics.
What? No, don't walk away from the fact there's a candle that says Tau Ethereal on it. Don't walk away from that.
You want to know what a Tau Ethereal smells like?
For the audio listeners, Mark just typed in Tau pheromones, and then there's an ethereal candle officially from Warhammer.
Official.
And he just looked at it and just kept scrolling down like we were going to address the candle.
I thought, jot that down for later. We'll come back to that.
In some previous episodes, we checked these candles, but I haven't seen that one. There's like a Nurgle one. There's a Slaanesh one.
So
review funny. Hammer. We're gonna smell all the candles.
The scent of delusions. The Slaanesh one. That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's really
beautiful.
funny.
God damn. Okay, beautiful.
But apparently, they just all smell like decent. Like if you get a Nurgle one, it doesn't smell like shit. Which is a little disappointing, to be honest.
Yeah, it is disappointing. What the heck?
You're not getting what they're paying for.
We
can actually check their others in here.
Yeah, we can check. I look away for 2 seconds, audio listeners, and there's now a dissected Tau on the screen. So join the live stream, watch the videos. You can see all this fun stuff.
Yeah, this is from like that old Xenos biologist book. I forget what it's called off the top of my head, but it's pretty old. They had a bunch of cool stuff like this. But yeah, they definitely had pheromones. Yeah, psychic powers. That one's interesting. I could like it's such an easy argument to be like, well, the Tau aren't psychic creatures, but then you're like, well, what makes Ethereal so different? Is this just another little layer? Not saying that the Ethereals are like level alpha, gamma, quadrant 100 psychers, but maybe they just have that little bit,
Like
just
a
enough.
latent psyker.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they made a goddess out of thin air, so they gotta have some sort of,
Some.
presence.
Yeah.
Although, yes, it's more like, they have other races in the Tau Empire as well. And the goddess is like, has a human arm and a crude dick or something.
It's crude hands, man. Crude hands.
I don't know. I've seen different art.
Yeah.
Seen different art. That's crazy.
That's so funny. I don't know. Yeah, I guess the psychic Tau depends on what day you ask me. I might flip the table. I might be like, I'm for it today. Hard to say.
It makes sense today.
Makes sense. Today,
Pheromones make more sense, though. I mean, the slit thing, generally, it's like they're born to smell.
I thought it was just their nose.
Yeah, there's a little slit for smelling.
Yeah, but like imagine
Pheromones.
your nostril is like this big. Like comes down, like it's disgusting.
And I think the ethereal slit is different.
I know the female. I think the females. It's one or the other. One of them has a straight up and down slit, and then the other one has the Y slit.
The females are the Y.
Females.
This is the one I always kind of picture. This was my era of Tau when I played with this ethereal model. But I think it looks too much like a clitoris for me to want to.
I really didn't want to say that. I don't know if I was allowed, but yeah, it looks.
I said the high gothic word for it, so I thought it would be appropriate. I added the old us on the end of it, and then it's now high gothic and fancy.
It actually looks like someone dropped a grape in there and they couldn't pick it up.
Yeah, like even Unshi, he has one of those too.
Jesus Christ.
I love it. Classic.
I'm just staring in horror. This is being pulled up.
All right, hand check.
I even smacked the mic on my way up.
That's good. Urgency is good on those kind of things. Yeah. See, another one has it. This one, I believe, is from the Forge World. What is their big ship called again? They're like
the Tiger Shark or the bigger one?
No, like the Manta Missile Destroyer, whatever that one is. I believe
this
he's
one is
Ethereal
cosplaying like Necron. He's going for the Egyptian vibes.
Yeah. Yeah, even the little beard he's got.
Yeah.
They were trying some things out.
Getup. What the hell is... Yeah, what is that?
That's called swag.
That is called swag, yeah.
Sticks coming out of its ass.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Fun. All right, well, so the final little bit of context before we dive back into actual Aun'Va himself is spheres of expansion. And these were great outward movements by which the Tau Empire carried the greater good beyond its original borders. Each campaign extended its influence into regions of the galaxy. What began as measured colonization became an increasingly ambitious project of conquest, diplomacy, settlement, and assimilation, bringing worlds and alien peoples beneath Tau rule. From the earliest spheres to the later campaigns, each expansion reflects the same serene certainty that the Tau are not merely taking territory, but fulfilling a greater purpose. Under the guidance of the Ethereals and the ultimate figures such as Aun'Va, the spheres became instruments of control and relentless advance, their peaceful language concealing the steady transformation of every world they reach. There have been 5 spheres of expansion, with the 6th currently being planned. Cool. Yeah. So just kind of little campaigns where they shoot out. Each one they kind of.
How are they going to say they've peacefully taken over worlds when they're literally flying their armies everywhere?
Listen. If you've seen their armies, you wouldn't be asking that question. Okay.
Yeah, true. It's peaceful when you surrender immediately.
Yeah.
True,
exactly.
They're bringing democracy and liberty.
They are not bringing democracy. that is factually incorrect.
Yeah, they bring harmony, but
Yeah.
not democracy.
Arguably, they are bringing harmony.
I have one little question.
Yeah.
What do they actually like seek for when they're taking planets and try to take systems and whatnot? Like resources, people? Like what is the main attraction for these guys? Because everyone has a motive, right? Like, yeah, the Eldar just wanna fuck around and make gods and shit. Imperium just wants to kill Xenos and whatnot. So what are these guys looking for exactly?
To bring the universe in harmony under the greater good.
Yeah, but
like I think they're like true evangelists. So like you ever meet a Christian who just is dying to tell you about their God and stuff. Like they love it and like it's changed their life and like it can change your life too. Just like and they're all in for it, and that is the motion, like ultra religion, and like they are told to spread it as well.
I think they're more like Jehovah's Witnesses than
knocking on
some
your door.
Sort of communist thing, yeah, when you think about it.
That's funny. Well, okay.
Idealist. I'm not going to argue about who they're closest to idealistically, but governmentally, the joke is because of the castes, it's communism.
Yeah.
But like you know, like they're not like. That's so funny because that's like communists are the exact opposite. Like communists believe everyone is equal. They don't have castes. Like that's the whole point. Well, you know, a true communism.
A true communist that has never been tried.
Yeah.
On paper, communists. That is true.
Yeah, on paper, communists. Let's say that. Okay, well, maybe actually they are like communists and real life communists and not on paper. Where, there is definitely a hierarchy with an elite and the people that get to eat shit.
Yeah, you have to be higher up in the party to get the better benefits. So,
yeah. All right. Well, isn't that a fun perspective?
Yeah, we're all equal, but some are more equal than others.
Yeah. Some are more equal than others. Hang on. Oh, I've got it right here somewhere. There it is.
Well, yeah, no, you look at this Tau here, and you're telling me he's not more equal than others. Yeah, beautiful. He's even given the OK hand symbol, like he is superior. Fucking tight. Good for him.
Oh my gosh, he actually is. That's crazy.
It's doing do they have 4 fingers?
Yeah, I think they have 4.
God, their fingertips look like shit too. Why do they?
Hey, there are no nail file or nail stylists in the cast. Okay,
there is no nail file cast. Okay,
they are unworthy of having their nails did. Okay.
Oh my god. No, I think that was just a product of the time, man. Oh man. 20-year-old model, as we were saying.
I don't remember the newer ones having claws on their hands.
Yeah, like this is definitely a newer Tau here. This one, a little better hands there for sure.
They have a manicurist cast now.
Yeah, they added it to the cast system. They're like, all right, you know what? These are
maybe a Xenos auxiliary actually. Because you can't change the cast system, but you can find a Xenos that has like 8 hands that can do like focus 2 hands on your feet, 2 hands on your arms, like one's giving you a head massage too.
Or maybe they just found some nail clippers from some guardsmen.
Yeah.
Or one of the species they involved specializes in eating fingernails.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, some like kind of parasitic, kind of fucking
just give it to the Groot. Yeah, you can nibble on this a little bit.
Just a little bit. When I was a younger boy, let's say between 6 and 8, my grandpa, he was out on a farm. He had miniature ponies. And the one time I had to go help him trim the hoofs. And all was well and good until the one hoof, and he cut it a little too close, and blood started pouring everywhere, man. Those hooves are in blood. And then I'm just bleeding. I'm just a 6-year-old boy, like getting covered in this horse blood. He's like, don't you let that go. If you let that go, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So I'm just holding it, just getting covered in blood, because they didn't want it to step back down into the shit and get infected and all that, you know. But as a young boy, I'm like, oh man, those Tau feet. Why don't they wear more armor on those Tau feet?
The poor animal. Dogs eat those cuttings usually. The hoof
Yeah.
cuttings. I mean, they eat
Filthy.
everything.
Good for them.
That one is holding dumbbells for some reason.
He's trying to get swole, dude. He's tired of
It's
losing in melee.
Yeah. I'm gonna be firecast.
Yeah, you can tell that his abs are not muscle. They are the skinny abs for sure.
Yeah, the skinny abs.
Seriously, what the fuck is he even holding? Is that a weapon? Is that like some sort of signal thing?
It's a mini lacrosse stick.
It's
Beautiful.
I really don't know what it's supposed to be.
Actually, now that I'm looking at a lot of the Tau sticks, they do kind of have lacrosse vibes because they all have like a single hook in them.
That's so
Okay, dear listeners, you should really support Patreon and
So you can understand how
actually
funny
what.
I am.
Yeah.
Make up your own mind about what this is.
Yeah, this
A target.
kind of looks cool, I guess. Yeah, see, they have good-looking stuff too. So when we were talking about the episode guy, I fucking forgot his name, but Aun'Va or something.
Undying.
Yeah, I was expecting, I was expecting him to look, cool, decent, anything. He just, just a dude.
Dude on a chair. Let's see if there's any
Oh.
good third party Un'Vas. So maybe we'll find.
There's some anime bullshit.
Yeah, that's why I was like I was like, don't look up third party Tau. That is not a game you want to play.
Yeah, Wargame exclusive is horrendous for their pinup versions.
Oh, greater good God.
You know, we won't get too carried away.
Yeah,
I
saw some
Warhammer Legal. I warned him.
I warned him.
I warned him.
Look, if they can wear no shirt, why can't she? Equality of the castes.
We found the others.
We found the
my
others.
God.
Goddamn. Goddamn. They just located higher up on the chest. All right, tell me about Aun'Va. Let's get into its history here.
All right, yes, history. Aun'Va, the master of the Undying Spirit, has stood at the heart of the Tau Empire for millennia, serving as its most revered ethereal and one of the greatest architects of its expansion. From the earliest days of the Tau Empire's rise, he guided the Tau through wars, diplomatic triumphs, and the creation of new septs, always presenting himself as an unwavering champion of the greater good. Even as the Empire spread beyond its original worlds and encountered increasingly dangerous foes, Aun'Va remained a constant symbol of unity and authority, his words carrying the weight of generations of ethereal wisdom. Though his physical form was ultimately lost, his legacy did not end with his death, for his image and teachings continue to guide the Tau, ensuring that the master of the Undying Spirit remains an enduring presence at the forefront of the greater good. Even in death, he still serves.
Yeah, I haven't fully spoiled how he does it yet, but he does do it, and his legacy does continue on past his death. But he does it in a special way.
Okay. The predecessor. Aun'Va was Ethereal Supreme during the second sphere of expansion, and by his word, the campaign began. After the Damocles Gulf Crusade, age had taken its toll, yet his wisdom endured. Persuaded by his protege, Aun'Va, he gave the command for the third sphere to begin. After a long and revered reign, the Ethereal Supreme Aun'Va knew that his last walk had come. It was the ancient ceremony by which an elder of secretive caste withdrew forever into one of the mysterious temple domes, leaving the living world behind. Before he departed, tradition required that he name the one who would inherit his place at the head of the Ethereal Council. His choice was Aun'Va. You're muted, Mark.
We don't know too much about Unway. That's really all. He's just like a setup character ultimately. Um, it would be cool to hear like what the long walk actually is. Do they just like walk out into the desert? They don't really say. But that's a cool little detail still.
Maybe it's like the elves in the Lord of the Rings, and they get on a ship and just float into space.
Yeah, or like journey back to Tau, like the Tau homeworld or something like that.
Oh
Or,
yeah,
but yeah, the long walk would be interesting to know. I could definitely see them just like doing that whole like self-retirement, we'll say,
I love
from
that.
living. um yeah, I could definitely see that being like an honorable thing. You reach a point, you kind of do that or something like that. But yeah.
You've served the
But
greater good. Now you have to serve the greatest good and not be a burden to the state.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Aun'Va steps up. He's selected. He's the Ethereal Supreme. Aun'Va assumed the mantle of the great leader and took the title best translated as Master of the Undying Spirit, the one who directs the greater good. It was not a sudden elevation, but the fulfillment of a path long prepared. From his earliest days, Aun'Va possessed an extraordinary mastery of his caste. Without technological assistance, his words could inspire others towards acts that should seem impossible, or quietly bend their intentions until obedience appeared to be their own desire. Enhanced through artificial means, this gift became something more profound. Aun'Va could plant suggestions within the mind that endured for a lifetime, nurturing the loyalty that did not weaken without distance, doubt, or time. Among the High Council, there is an old and carefully guarded whisper. When Aun'Va asks a question, he has already placed the answer within the mind of the one who must respond. His influence is so gentle that those who can accept his counsel may never know whether they chose it themselves. Across his long life, only the Tau is remembered to have truly defied him. Only one Tau, sorry, I misread that. Across his long life, only one Tau is remembered as having truly defied him. His name is rarely spoken. When Oshas Ressa, or Farsight, awakened from the cryogenic sleep, Aun'Va received her alone. Or not Farsight, Shadow Sun. He told her that Farsight's betrayal of his abandonment of the greater good ended the path he had chosen. The tale was delivered with such precision that fury took root within the young commander. From that day onward, Aun'Va no longer questioned the loyalty of the fire caste. His attention turned outward, the empire would expand, and the Tau would follow. Yeah, so we only have one example, really, of Tau disobeying. You have plenty of examples, I suppose, because this Farsight has a bunch of followers, but he was kind of the first. He's the leader. We have done a Farsight episode. Might be going back and listening to. Might be worth it if you want that story.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Now we're going to talk about the third sphere expansion. In one of his most solemn declarations, Aun'Va announced the beginning of the third sphere expansion. Beneath the watch of a ceremonial guard, the master of the Undying Spirit spoke with measured calm, his words carrying across the council dome and far beyond it. He did not merely call his people to war, he called them to fulfillment. The stars themselves awaited the light of the greater good, and every
that's why they're doing it.
Yeah,
it's so much more than just like something to do on the weekend for them.
Yeah, we're not going to war, guys. We're fulfilling a duty. Every world that is beyond the embrace in time needs to be brought to our order.
Easy. Pretty easy.
Easy. Across the empire, countless Tau listened. Workers paused with distant manufactura. Colonists gathered beneath alien skies, and warriors stood silent before his image. When Aun'Va finished, billions bowed as one. He praised every caste, giving honor to their labors, reminding that each greatness was found through service. He marveled at the inventions of the earth caste and praised the water caste diplomats before him. He reflected upon the achievements of the air caste, whose fleets carried Tau purpose beneath the stars.
You're almost turning into Morpheus there.
I know it started to happen.
I like it.
Well, because
Master
I
Water
want
Cast
Hallelujah.
slogan.
I'm looking for
Hallelujah.
I'm looking for a voice. This is getting very I what I'm really trying not to do is to roll into a Russian accent because I kind of want to channel Stalin right now, but I'm like, no, don't do that. All right. This is gonna make it harder. Then he turned to the fire cast. Aun'Va rose from his hover dais and offered the ancient hunter's salute. To the fire warriors watching, the gesture was more than respect. It was recognition from the highest authority in their empire. A reminder that even the most revered Ethereal would stand beside those who shed blood for the greater good. To his fellow Ethereals, Aun'Va offered a simple lesson. Leadership must come from the front. The galaxy remained filled with peoples who had yet to understand the peace and order offered by the greater good. Only through unity could the castes bring enlightenment to them. Then Aun'Va condemned Farsight and named Commander Shadowsun the new military leader of the expansion. Yet she would not advance alone. The ancient Ethereal promised to accompany her, offering his counsel from the forefront to the greatest armies the Tau had ever assembled. Yeah, that's very peace and love with these guys. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Nothing like rallying the troops, eh? They got cool hand waves that they do each other all the time.
Yeah, dude, we're spreading peace and love through violence. I don't know why
Yeah.
people think we're the good guys.
Yeah. So the start of the third, he kind of kicks Farsight to the side. Farsight has his own adventure, but like the conflict wasn't between Un'Va and Farsight particularly, just Farsight and the system as a whole. So he kicks him out and he elects Shadowsun as his kind of new military commander and launches into the third sphere, which is probably one of the biggest and like most like impactful in my mind. We get a couple other ones that are like duds or just like starting off, or like the first one was obviously monumental just because it's like if you leave your planet for the first time, that's a pretty big deal. But
Yeah.
yeah,
And,
third was
I
definitely...
guess if you're getting more people into your caste system and it's producing more for the greater good, which is the state in this instance, they're just growing and there's no reason not to.
Yeah.
Because the worlds they conquer are peaceful, therefore it's good.
Yeah. Cool. Carry on with the third sphere then.
All right. The third sphere of expansion. Before departing, he reminded his people that sacrifice was required from all. He kept his word. During the opening campaigns, Aun'Va remained close to the front lines, and his presence became a source of immense courage. The High Council feared for him and urged restraint, but their concerns faded when the images returned to the Empire. Every citizen was shown those recordings. Yeah, they're basically running the propaganda machine. They saw Aun'Va upon his hover throne, entering the breaches of Imperial fortresses. They saw him directing fire warrior volleys and standing beside the newly unveiled Riptide, surrounded by the remnants of defeated enemy armor. Yet even amid destruction, he continued to offer surrender before violence became inevitable. The hover looks so funny there. The defenders refused. They were destroyed. Still, the image of Aun'Va offering mercy before conquest stirred pride throughout the Empire. He understood that victory required more than soldiers. It required every citizen to believe, every caste to labor, and every warrior to advance without hesitation. The Third Sphere expansion transformed the Tau Empire into a realm committed entirely to conquest and control. Morale rose across every sept. Faith in progress became stronger. Faith in the greater good became absolute. And beneath Aun'Va's guidance, the Tau looked upon the hostile galaxy and saw not uncertainty but destiny. The Empire would advance, the Empire would endure, and the light of the greater good would reach them all. There was something unsettling in the certainty of it. Aun'Va did not rage against those who resisted, nor did he demand hatred from his people. He simply spoke of their submission as though it were already decided. His calmness made the promise more powerful, for conquest was presented not as cruelty, but as an inevitable kindness. Thus, the Third Sphere expansion became more than a military campaign. It became a shared conviction, carried by warriors, workers, diplomats, engineers, and colonists alike. Aun'Va had given the Empire a purpose that could not easily be questioned. He had given it a future, and Tau marched toward it beneath his serene and unwavering guidance, towards worlds yet to understand the will of the Tau alone.
Ooh, I love it. It's just so optimistic. It's so bright.
They
So
sound really
warm.
cool when you hear them, listen to them like this, but then you look at these images and you're like, what the fuck is he writing? Like,
It sounds really cool until they execute you and your family for not following them.
Little less cool than Tau. Little less cool.
Yeah, but the Tower are the good guys, you guys. They're the good guys.
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
drip
that-
is a little too important, I think. Like, yeah.
Yeah, you know, the Tau have a lot of bright to them. They also got those two grimdark, or that grimdark aspect of like, yeah, it's comply or die. There's no third option. It's like either you join the Tau Empire and we'll let you kind of have a lot of like not autonomy and stuff, and you can even keep your beliefs and stuff, or you will be an enemy and like we will fight you until you join us. You can join us anytime, but there is only like those two options. It's not like they ever really come across a planet and a race and they're like, okay, so you don't want to join us, but you're also not hostile towards us. We'll just let you live your life. Like that kind of third option doesn't really exist ever. So that gets kind of dark.
And it's also, if you come under them, you could think what you want, but you still have to give all your stuff to them. You have to produce for it's not like, oh, I'm under the Tau Empire and my life is no, you're now part of their caste. So if you're smart, you're a scientist for them. If you're a hard worker, you're an earth caste building buildings. You don't get to be yourself. You get to be what told, but you can think for yourself, apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still more options than you get in Imperium, technically.
I mean, true.
Yeah.
I'm just
there's always some fun like comics of Gruvessa talking to like Imperial citizens, like, you betrayed us. And he's like, I don't even know who you guys are. Like, I was born over here.
I was born here, yeah.
Yeah. What do you do when they just are so like determined to just bring harmony to the galaxy? Everyone needs to follow this. It's really good.
I mean, to their credit, that's a great propaganda machine. Is we're bringing peace and harmony to the galaxy by conquering it.
Yeah, the typical we're liberating the workers communism propaganda.
Yeah, when you want to feel secure, you lose control. So the more secure you feel, the less control you have. And that's kind of what the Tau Empire offers you. Like, yeah, you can join this empire. You will be safe. We'll look after you. We'll provide for you, and you'll provide for us and all that. But yeah, you don't get much say no more. Not on the grand scheme.
Well, also call me a heretic, but I would just surrender and join them if they came knocking on my door.
Yeah,
You could
that's
just
because
do
the
the
people
bare
that come knocking
minimum.
at your door is this one. These ones come knocking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, they
Yeah,
come
let's
knocking
go.
for sure.
There's the others again.
Those are
Oh, the
clearly
hips
water
online.
casters.
I'm starting to feel it's right. Oh yeah, you never want to
Oh,
click an
no.
image like that. That you do not do.
For audio listeners, he just scrolled down and there is a Google censor over it for a risque image, and Mark did not click it.
Yeah.
So
You never click those ones. Not till the after show.
Yeah, I was saying, you could just do the bare minimum, like an office worker, like 9 to 5. You just, you don't need to work yourself to death, probably.
I guess it would
Yeah.
depend on how much they do work their people, because maybe it is like, oh yeah, you work a normal 9 to 5 and you go about your day like normal. That's not that bad. But if it's like some historical communism where you're constantly working and providing for the people.
But you gotta imagine this as well. I feel Tau are generally gullible and a little stupid. Like, trying to make peace with some species that will literally just kill them on sight. So I feel like you could just be like, I'm sorry, I can't lift anything heavier than this bottle, but I'm doing my part. I feel like they would be like, yeah, you're doing your part. I'm proud of you.
Well, like, think of it this way: like, try explaining to an ant individualism.
Yeah,
true.
Like they are just built different. They are built to be cooperative and to work together and like to have a leader. They definitely evolved that way or created that way or whatever, but definitely seems to operate that way.
But would they like shoot you if you didn't, contribute enough?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, what happens if you don't meet your quota for the Empire?
Yeah, I don't think they would. That's the thing, because I mean they get all these weird species and shit. Not everyone is like them, so I feel like they would just be like, "Yeah, you're helping. I guess as long as you're helping, you're good."
Yeah, and like, what does it benefit the greater good if you eliminate a bunch of people like that? Like, if you eliminate somebody who is being actively hostile, that would be for the greater good. But somebody who's just like, well, you didn't quite meet production quota. Like, do you kill them? Probably not.
Maybe if it's like, you're just eating and taking resources in space but not contributing, then maybe they would give you less food, but they wouldn't just, commissar style, just shoot you in the back of the head or something.
We did joke earlier that the greatest good is you not taking resources anymore. So what I want is GW to give us lore of a planet they've conquered and the people who live there and how they feel about it. That's what I want.
I mean, shit, maybe if you're useless, they will be like, well, you're going to contribute to the greater good by becoming crude food. So, yeah, maybe that's an option too.
Yeah. I think it definitely really is very much open to author interpretation. Like, how grimdark are they going to make this? I don't know. Like, you could get really grimdark with that. But I think personally, when I think like what makes a Tau grimdark, I like to go the route where what makes them grimdark is they are optimists in a hostile universe. And it doesn't matter how hard they try to pull everyone together. You're fighting an endless fight that you will lose. And to me, that's the grimdark. And, ultimately the higher ups of the Tau, they know that. The fire warriors who've been fighting on the front lines, they know this fact. And they still choose to be optimistic. They still choose to press onward. And that can be its own type of like grimdark too.
Yeah.
But I also see the appeal for going hard on okay, the citizens are stepping out of line, like round them up, put them in the gulag, re-educate. There's no time for shenanigans in this system. I feel
like with the direction GW has been going in lore-wise, where they're like, it's grimdark, but there's hope, there's good things that happen, the lore is moving forward.
Yeah.
I feel like it's probably leaning towards the Tau think they're doing good and they're trying to help people. But I want to swing all the way to the actual grimdark side, where the Tau are executing people in the streets for failing their quotas. That's my
that happens. I'm sure that happens. We know in like the fifth spirit of expansion, they were like executing a bunch of Xenos and stuff because they became like super xenophobic. That's another story, another long story. But like there is definitely times where it's like, okay, these ones are no longer allowed to be around us, and or the classic Troon is another fun example, whereas maybe one of the first races the Tau ever encountered, and Troon didn't really want to join, and then, oh, okay, don't join, and then all of a sudden all the Troon die of a mysterious illness. The Tau take the planet.
I have one question. Which cast would be the one checking like who is doing what if everyone is filling their quotas and shit? I think that could actually help a little.
I would say it'd be Watercast. They're like the diplomats, the negotiators. They're the in between. They would be the ones that could actually understand like other Xenos culture and maybe even language. So yeah, Watercast members.
Yeah, I don't see them executing people.
But I could see like them telling the Fire Warriors to execute people.
Yeah, but then aren't the Fire Warriors all in the fronts and shit? Like,
well, how do you control a population if you don't have a police or military presence there? They've got to have some Fire Warriors that stay.
Yeah, that's true.
They've got to have some Fire Warriors that stay behind. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Okay, back to this image. That's unsafe. That one's safe.
Mark's getting progressively harder to control as the episode goes on.
Goddamn. Tau does something to me. Like I said, I'm either flipping the table or fucking on it. I don't know.
I know which one it is today. God.
God damn. All right, well, let's carry on with the Spectre of Death. Let's see what happens to Aun'Va. Aun'Va eventually came to the end ordained for all living things, though even death seemed reluctant to claim the master of the Undying Spirit. On Agralian Prime, during the Second Agralian Campaign, an assassin of the Officio Assassinorum was sent to end the ancient Ethereal's life. Aun'Va had become isolated within his personal bunker, buried beneath the ruins of the old Hive City and surrounded by Imperial blockade. Somehow, the Imperials had discovered his sanctuary. They answered with a weapon unlike Tau had ever faced before, the Calexis Assassin. I'm going to pull that bad boy up here as we read this.
Yeah, see the sexy one in leather.
That's the very one.
They really are like that.
The Calexis Assassin moved between reality and absence, unseen by Tau eyes and unreadable by their sensors. Before the assassin came, there was only a growing unease, a silent disturbance spreading outward like ripples upon still water. Tau machinery faltered in its presence. Minds recoiled. Even the ordered systems of the Empire seemed unable to comprehend what approached. The honor guard remained with their master. When the assassin finally entered the bunker, Aun'Va understood what had come from. The ancient Ethereal fled as his guardians placed himself between the approaching specter, willingly accepting their fate so that their master might escape. Aun'Va reached the ruins above, abandoning his damaged hover drone when it could carry him no farther. He continued on foot, his ancient body driven onward by only the simple instinct to survive. It was not enough. The Calexis had found him, and the master of the Undying Spirit was extinguished. Wild. So the Calexis Assassin is like an anti-psyker assassin. So the implications of that and like why the Imperium send that after the Ethereals, it doesn't mean that, it's true that the Ethereals are psychers. It just might think that the Imperial think that they're psychers, but they might actually be psychers just based off this story.
Yeah, I read that as they are psychers, and that's why that assassin worked so well. Like, why can't you? If you're not a psycher or a latent psycher, why can't you see him?
They still are blanks, these guys, and they give off like this uneasy sense of
but they should still be able to see him.
But yeah, like it is a lot. that story. I'm sure it has a book actually, and I haven't read it, so I'm not sure how that scene actually plays out. And just know the outcome of it. It'd be cool to hear. But
That would be cool.
the end is for sure like he gets obliterated by this tower assassin, and the whole empire actually ends up seeing it happen too, which is pretty wild.
Also, yeah, please continue. I kind of jumped in.
Just like there's this one picture here where like in the middle of this speech this guy busts into the room and does this whole fucking thing. So
Look
yeah.
at his smile.
Do Tau have ears? Because they're covering their ears. I wonder if he has sonic weapons on him too.
Tau ears. Let's look at some Tau ears. Oh yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah,
So I wonder if he's got sonic weapons that are going off. Because I mean, artist interpretation. But if they're all covering their ears, maybe that's why they couldn't see him.
It could be just headache as well. Just like head pain. I mean, not
from like a psychic
almost,
shock.
Yeah.
Curious.
Yeah, because that
Also,
is one thing that their helmets do. They actually will. That crazy helmet system will take energy, psychic energy that is shot at them, and like harness it and turn it back at the user. So maybe even Aun'Va was doing some psychic powers on him, and he harnessed that and then did that blast.
Maybe,
Everyone.
but the helmet users are all also grabbing their ears, which is why I'm thinking it's a sonic weapon.
Sonic
the
psychic.
helmet, the helmet's supposed to protect them from psychic attacks, but if they're covering their ears still.
Yeah, the main guy is not covering anything though.
Well, he's built different because he's ancient.
Yeah, he's just
deaf.
chilling. Like, yeah, I'm good.
No, he's ancient and deaf. He can't hear the sonic weapon.
What? What did you say?
I was gonna say, like, I checked the last walk thingy. So yeah, no one knows. Like, it's kind of a mystery why they go into these temple domes and what happens in there, etc. But one main theory is, since Ethereals are seen as like they're the testicles of the empire, right? And they just don't want anyone to see the Ethereals dying, because it's just they're like above the the rest of the bullshit. So it's kind of like a dignity thing, and so yeah.
I like that. It's like watching your grandparents slowly decline. It's like it gets sad, and eventually it becomes not fun for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's So you self-sacrifice just so it's like, leave when they have this good idealistic version of me. It's another piece of that propaganda.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So seeing this guy get slaughtered in the middle of a speech, that probably was quite depressing for them.
Yeah.
It's the Tau's JFK.
Yeah.
But he should have been there for him.
There was a second assassin in the room. We just didn't see him.
Second assassin. Fuck. All right. Well, artificial Aun'Va.
Yes.
This is what happens.
So for the Tau, the loss was unlike any defeat they had previously endured. An age had ended. The Ethereal High Council understood immediately what Aun'Va's death could mean. If the Empire learned that its supreme spiritual leader had fallen, confidence could fracture, obedience could weaken, and the USSR could fall up. I mean, the greater good itself might appear vulnerable.
Thank God.
So the truth was hidden. The USSR, the truth was hidden. Rumors spread throughout the empire, but
nice
they
playbook, really.
Yeah, true. But they were met with reassurance. Soon, the Tau were told, Aun'Va himself would address the Sept worlds. His voice would return to them with a message of courage, hope, and unity. The people waited. They bowed before his image. They listened for his wisdom. And when Aun'Va appeared once more, serene and ethereal, few could know that they were not seeing their leader return from the dead. Wow. They were seeing a creation.
No, bro. I didn't get killed off camera. Trust me, I totally kicked that assassin's ass off camera.
Dude. Yeah, dude. I 1v1'd him after all my bodyguards died. It was epic.
It was epic.
It's because he only brought sonic weapons that I couldn't hear him, so I won. The Ethereal High Council had prepared a holographic likeness of Aun'Va, preserving his appearance and voice so the Empire would continue to believe he remained alive. The deception was presented as a necessity. The greater good required stability, and stability required Aun'Va. Thus, the master of the Undying Spirit became something stranger than a dead ruler. His body perished, his authority had not. Across the empire, Aun'Va continued to speak, forever serene, forever commanding, forever watching over a people who believed in their ancient guide still lived. The empire did not mourn him; it was not permitted to.
That's what I mean when I say they're gullible. They just put a fucking hologram in there, like, yeah, you should be fine.
Our Tau TV's 4K, because that would explain. If they're caught in 360p, that's why they never noticed.
I mean, most Tau look alike anyway, so probably.
Yeah. Most Tau look alike.
Yeah. Cover them in robes, Pope hat, no one could tell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so they pull the old switcheroo. It's not the first time Tau do this. They have like the pure tide engram nano chips where you can upload your brain to these chips and then use them as devices that you could put in other students and like pilot battle suits and do different things. So they definitely have this technology and stuff. Kind of takes away from it, but it also kind of makes it all grim dark, and it goes back to that, like, you just keep going, even though the galaxy is trying to kill you and does, you have to keep going again or keep trying.
I kind of like the idea that let's assume for argument's sake, he was not conquering the universe to be evil. He was conquering the universe because he genuinely thought his caste system was the best way to spread the peace and love. Yep. The fact that he's gone and the Empire is puppeting his body, or a hologram of his body, to continue to conquer the known universe makes it feel so much more grimdark. Like, we're so back, baby. Yeah, maybe they are helping some planets, but it's all a lie. Everything is built on lies.
Yeah, now it is. Yeah. Yeah, just one piece of propaganda too far for Logan. We lost him. Shit.
He did. I'm back to that. They're dark, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. It is interesting. Like when Aun'Va came out in 2006, or whenever you said that he came out, he was alive. Like he, I don't know when they added the story that he died, but it was probably like, I don't know, let's call it 2020, somewhere in that range. Like, it's relatively recent that he's been killed. So he was a character for many years in the lore. He didn't really do much, but that's how they decided to do him, I guess. They decided to kill him off and then still sell his model.
Well, the official year he died was 909 M41. So thanks Google. That's so helpful.
Thanks Google. So helpful. So relevant.
The model you're buying is actually the hologram. That's why he's always on the chair. It's just a hologram projector. Like the machine itself fucking flying.
Yeah.
Mark may have been close to when they killed him in the lore, because I found a Reddit post from 7 years ago asking when people thought that would leak to the rest of the Empire.
Yeah. Yeah, like I think it was an 8th edition change kind of in that era. It's kind of funny, like, so we haven't really talked about his honor guard yet, but they're two of the best fire casts in the entire Empire, and now they guard a hologram. Good for them. And I wonder if they know. They're like, hey, don't touch him. Don't touch him.
Were they ever allowed to touch him before?
Probably not. But maybe like
matter.
Handshakes are very like, you shake the Pope's hand. It's like this blessing. But maybe he just flicks his slit slime on you. I don't know, man.
Oh. Why do you keep
like holy
so gross? Yeah, I get what you're saying now. That's worse. Audio listeners, join Patreon and watch what Mark is doing. That cannot be described.
Yeah,
Imagine them sneeze. I didn't think about that slimy parts before.
Oh yeah, it kind of like goes in
How
there.
do you cover when
Fuck!
you're half your face is the fucking slit?
Maybe they don't sneeze.
Yeah,
The greater
they
good
get
told
a
them not to.
cold.
Maybe they've got
They-
really good muscles to control it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like you get a cold and it just
Do
runs
they
straight
get
through.
colds? That's the real question.
They're desert creatures. They gotta like. I mean, galaxy is a cold place, no?
Well, they might not get sick.
Nah, I'm sure they do. I mean, they're shitty creatures.
Shitty,
Yeah, it's
pathetic
not-
cow.
It's not the Eldar we're speaking. Like, elegant and
Filthy bovine running
Yeah,
around with their
yeah.
mad greater good disease.
They probably stink as well. All the pheromones and
Yeah, fuck. All right, well, tell me what this guy looked like, both in holographic form and real form.
The Aun'Va presents the image of an ancient and serene authority. His aged form elevated upon excuse me, upon a gravity-covered dais, and surrounded by the symbols of ethereal supremacy. That's what I was saying. That's probably why he's always on that thing, because it's the hologram. I was just
Yeah.
spitballing. I didn't think.
You know, I've never
actually-
seen him get off to use the bathroom before.
Yeah.
I've always
Don't do the
wondered.
chair, dude.
He's like obese
Dude,
people on the little scooters.
If I'm a supreme leader and I have a floating chair, I'm not getting it off to touch the ground. Ew.
Yeah, yeah.
The ground? That's beneath me.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it starts glitching and the honor guard just hit with the end of the speed.
Unvibe isn't working. Plug him in and plug it back off again. Turn him on, turn him off.
His robes and ceremonial garments are immaculate, reflecting his position of outcast. While his measured movements and composed expression reveal neither haste nor uncertainty. That's the really fucked up AI, so there's no emotion or anything, I think.
Yeah.
Every gesture appears deliberate.
You got the giggles or something, eh? Been drinking giggle juice?
Their spiritual leaders, AI slop fed teddy rich kids. And leave my head right.
Let's see what AI will come up with when it asks when we get to make
Jesus, I teared up a little. Even his age contributes to his authority, making him seem less like an ordinary Tau and more like a living relic of an order far older than the worlds he commands. In his presence, grandeur is never excessive. It is quiet, controlled, and absolute. Thank God I finished my part.
Nice. And also, he looks like a hologram. After all,
Yeah.
all of that was said and done.
Well, I mean, if you're just showing him as holograms everywhere, it doesn't matter what he looks like in person because you don't see him in person. How dare you
Yeah.
question that?
How dare you? It would be a cool model. I don't know if you guys have seen like the Lord of the Rings Frodo clear plastic model.
Yeah.
They make lictors as well, where it's like that clear plastic. It'd be cool to make an Aun'Va with blue plastic, and then you paint half of it like it is kind of slightly holographic or something. You know, from behind maybe you paint the front half, but then the back half is clear.
There
Could do some
was a post on Reddit recently. Somebody, and I'm going to send it to you. Somebody found or didn't find, their friend worked at GW and he snagged some of the test prints of other colored plastic models. No, it got deleted. No, but he had clear Tau sprues that were GW plastic molded, but it was clear. He had two of those, two clear Space Marine ones, and there was a silver Tau Fire Warrior one.
Nice.
Oh, I'm so sad he deleted that. That was such a cool thing to see.
Oh, here's
Yeah,
some of these clear.
apparently it was something super limited, like GW. It was in the early 2000s. They did like 10 test prints to see if they wanted to do it or not, and then never went forward.
Oh wow. Yeah. Cool.
I'm
Yeah, it's
hoping the
cool with
internet.
3D printing. You can do all that clear printing stuff into, or printing like a gold, like you want a gold fucking space marine, print it. Very cool. His personality. Here's this image here. Let's look at that.
Yeah, third.
Oh, it's deleted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
His...
They deleted the post, but I love the thing you paused on to talk about his personality. Makes him look like a swinger.
Yeah, not good. I would not watch that movie or read that book. All right. His personality. Aun'Va is calm, patient, and profoundly self-assured. He really needs anger or raised voices, for his authority rests upon the expectations that others will obey. He possesses an extraordinary ability to make his desires appear reasonable, even inevitable, allowing those around him to believe they have reached their conclusions independently. He praises loyalty, rewards service, and speaks with the reassuring certainty of one who believes he understands the proper course of history. Yet beneath his serenity lies an uncompromising will. Aun'Va does not easily tolerate defiance, and his kindness can become deeply unsettling when it is offered without any genuine possibility of refusal.
That's creepy.
Yeah. Hey, I wonder why they didn't make him a martyr.
Well, if
that would be a good option too.
It would, but if he's the backbone of your whole society, who's going to carry your society after you martyr your leader?
Like he is, but he isn't. Like there was Unway before him. There will be others after him.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Well,
I'm just like, maybe like he takes, like it's funny that he didn't take like that Jesus approach where it's like, well, he was the head of that, but they sure as fuck killed him off. But then he becomes a martyr and it becomes more powerful and like more of a symbol. Like they took our greatest leader from him, and even in his dying breath, our leader said, "For the greater good." Or one day you'll understand, or some piece of line propaganda that you can kind of really like hammer home.
What are we, some kind of a suicide squad?
Exactly, some type of killing one-liner.
Well, maybe his philosophy will help us answer why they wanted to keep him alive. So he embodied the greater good, both philosophically and the destiny. To him, the individual exists as one small part of something vastly greater, and personal desires must yield whenever they conflict with the needs of the whole. Every caste, every world, every species has a place within the order he envisions. Provided they accept the purpose assigned to them, he does not regard the expansion of the Tau Empire as simply conquest, but as the inevitable spread of harmony to a galaxy still trapped in violence and ignorance. I love that. Resistance is therefore not merely opposition, it is a failure to understand. Under Aun'Va's philosophy, the greater good does not need to hate those who resist it. It simply waits until they understand that there is no better path. And see, I think that's why they didn't go with the Jesus killed and brought back, or why they didn't make him a martyr, because then people will hate the Imperium for killing him, which defeats his philosophy. He wants it. I mean, this is a sugarcoating way to say join or die, but his thought is this is the best way we can do this. And if he embodies that, if he's killed, that defeats his philosophy of
inevitability.
Inevitability, because now he's dead. Violence isn't the answer, but it is the answer because he's dead.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going with.
No, I think you nailed it. I think you nailed that for sure.
Yeah. Abilities. Aun'Va's greatest weapon was never held in his hands. Protected by his honor guard, the master of the Undying Spirit rarely entered battle himself. Instead, his presence became a weapon, carried by those who fought before him. Though his voice, his counsel, and the immense authority he commanded, Aun'Va could inspire fire warriors to feats that seemed beyond their natural limits. Under his watch, volleys became steadier and became more precise, and the warriors endured wounds that should have driven them from the battlefield. Even when surrounded and overwhelmed, Fire warriors could remain in position until death rather than abandon in the place entrusted to them. Aun'Va did not need to wield a blade to change the course of battle. He simply had to stand among his warriors, speak with calm certainty, and remind them that they were serving something greater than themselves. In his presence, courage became duty, endurance became devotion, and obedience became almost absolute. I would like to add something. So the pheromone and the psychic thing is not really the deal, since it kept working until like after he died, and the hologram is still doing the, you know, all the morale boosting, all the, performance bullshit. So maybe it's about, yeah, about morale directly, or maybe it's like when they really really like a leader, they physically get better, as if they're under the effects of some drugs or something.
Yeah, like you just want to impress him, you want to be better for him. Like it's taught you from an early age not to like disrespect him, to always listen to him. It's that many layers of it. It's societal, it's propaganda, it could be pheromonal, it could be psychic, but it's all these different layers that even if you strip away one or two of them, it's still 10 other layers of like building of who a Tao is at like their very core. So I think yeah, even without the like the actual physical body, yeah, they still listen to him. Like they still respect him as like a being, and they're gonna listen to him whether they smelt his pheromones or not.
It's almost like a hive mind, but not really.
Like
Like
a
the
willing hive
authority thing
mind.
really works. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or
Like
another theory, what if he was actually a strong enough psyker that even in death his effects are still going?
hey, yeah,
Maybe.
that's
Like
possible.
a psychic shock that's continuing throughout the empire.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that
Maybe that's why they like didn't pick a, like the next Ethereal big boy, because he was working so good for the entire, Tau race. They were like, okay, yeah, we don't want to, get something shittier than him. So let's just try to see if it works with the hologram, and they see it works just fine. People are still fighting really fucking well, so they just said, okay, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And
yeah.
maybe that's why they just keep using the hologram instead of getting a
Yeah.
new guy.
500 years later, they're like, man, Aun'Va is old. He really is the master of the undying spirit. You know, that dude does not die.
Yeah,
Just hologram this whole time.
they're gonna make an, emperor of mankind out of him. In death, Aun'Va exists as a sophisticated AI representation of his former self, projected as a holographic image through the Tel command network and carried by specifically designed drones and systems. His artificial Aun'Va possesses an immense archive of his recorded memories, teachings, and strategic knowledge, diplomatic experience, and understanding of the greater good, allowing him to advise commanders and Ethereals with the authority of centuries of accumulated wisdom. He can communicate across secure networks, appear before multiple audiences, and coordinate with Tau forces far beyond the limits of a living Ethereal. Though his knowledge is ultimately bounded by what was recorded and what his systems can access, to the Tau, however, these limitations are largely irrelevant. Aun'Va does not merely represent the wisdom of the ethereal caste, he is treated as the continuing voice of one of its greatest leaders, his holographic form serving as both advisor and living symbol of the greater good. So yeah, AI slop president.
Yeah, yeah. He will
That's
listen to
funny.
you. You can keep talking. You can tell him your hopes and dreams. He'll always say he loves you and you're doing a good job.
You're so right about that. We should expand into the next galaxy after we get decimated to the by space marines. You were right to push back against me. Attacking immortal warriors was a terrible idea, especially since our lifespan is only 60 years.
Maybe we can do it this way.
Yeah, maybe I'll do it better next time.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, I'm in. I'm for it. Life of ease. The one cool thing in that is he can kind of be everywhere all at once now. He can be on multiple battlefields, kind of in AI form, like cheering people on, handing out high fives on the back.
Once
Good job,
again,
Fire Warrior.
are they so gullible? Don't they understand? Like oh, he was in the other side of the empire. How did he come here?
Yeah,
I know he was
like a willing ignorance as well to it, like where it's like I'm not gonna do the math on that intentionally, like not my business. I'm just glad he was here.
Yeah.
Are they also clocking like do you know where your nation's leader is right now? No, then how would you know if he shows up at your town tomorrow that he was just on the other side of the world 2 hours ago? You wouldn't know.
Don't they have any conspiracy theorists like
No, they kill them in the streets. We've been over this.
Yeah. Not a lot of room for dissent. Yeah.
They post photos like his slit looks different.
Look, he's got 5 fingers in this one. 5!
Yeah.
Those are camel feet, not cow feet.
His earlobe is a little different, and the bump on his nose, it should be 2 centimeters lower.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, honestly, though, they do have such like high level technology that you wouldn't be able to tell. They also have force fields, so you could actually even make this hologram like solid. Like you could actually touch it, and there would be an object there. And maybe it wouldn't feel like soft, smooth, leathery, ethereal skin, but you could do that pat on the back and like, wow, he touched me. Like, whoa.
Would you?
I love it when Space Pope touches me.
Because maybe they just have something in the armor that if the hologram touches it, it feels like they got touched.
Sure, yeah. But they do have force field technology, and when we get into this guy's war gear specifically, he has a bunch of field generators already on him. So like, yeah, you can tweak that for sure.
I was thinking like the Star Trek holograms. I forgot what was it called, but basically everything can be touched and everything.
Oh, the holodeck?
Yeah, holodeck stuff.
Yeah, so you could make some pretty cool holograms for sure. That it would be pretty hard to tell and all that, but also like willing ignorance, propaganda, looking the other way. That's the one time they are corrupt. They're like, no, he didn't see nothing.
Didn't see it.
Didn't see it. Not going to talk about it. All right, let's get into his relationships with some Tau as a whole and some specific ones. To the Tau, Aun'Va is more than a political leader. He is a mentor, teacher, guardian, and the living embodiment of the path they have been taught to follow. He speaks to every caste as though addressing a vital part of the greater whole, praising their achievement while quietly reminding them of their duties that bind them together. To young Tau, he represents the wisdom of generations, an ancient figure whose counsel carries the weight of countless victories and sacrifice. To commanders, he is a final voice of authority. To workers, diplomats, scientists, and warriors, he is the one who gives their labor meaning beyond themselves. Aun'Va rarely demands loyalty because he has cultivated something deeper, the belief that serving him is simply another way of serving the greater good. In this way, his mentorship becomes inseparable from his leadership. He does not merely tell the Tau where they must go. He teaches them to believe the path he has chosen was always the path they were meant to walk. And, I'm sure he does know people well enough that he is pointing them on that path. If you ever know a friend where you're like, man, if you just took my advice, your life would be easy. You're not meant for, I don't know, whatever you're up to. Maybe he just reads the Tau so well too. So it's like those suggestions, those paths, that seems like he's forcing you down it, but you're always meant to go down it. You're supposed to. Yeah, it just is kind of, where does it stop and end?
Or he's a master manipulator.
Or that.
You know?
He's a
Just-
bad man. He does bad things.
Just gaslight everyone into believing what he said was the best path.
Ethereal Supreme Aun'Va, master of the undying gaslight.
Yeah, he's not dead, dude. He never died. What are you talking about? They're literally gaslighting an entire empire. That's canon to me now.
Yeah, the canon. Suck it up, nerds. Town nerds.
The communist empire gaslights everyone into believing it's based. There we go. All right, let's talk about Shadow Sun. Aun'Va's relationship with Commander Shadow Sun is one of profound trust, political necessity, and carefully maintained influence. He recognized her extraordinary potential and elevated her as the military champion of the Tau Empire, entrusting her with the command of the Third Sphere expansion. To Shadow Sun, Aun'Va represented the highest authority of the greater good, an elder whose wisdom and guidance could not easily be questioned. Yet their relationship was never simply that of commander and subordinate. Aun'Va understood how to cultivate loyalty, gaslight people, praise achievement, love bomb, and shape conviction, while Shadow Sun became the blade through which his vision could reach distant worlds. Where she commanded armies, Aun'Va provided purpose. Their partnership became one of codependent. The Empire's most powerful instrument of expansion. With Shadow Sun, no, dude, you brought me on here to poison the well, so I'm poisoning as much as I can. Shadow Sun advancing at the forefront, while Aun'Va remained calm and reserved, presence guiding the greater good. Okay, cool. So he wound her up, set her off to look crazy, and he was like, "She's just like that, dude. She's just like that. She's just like that
sometimes. She's just a fiery Firecast member. Leave her alone." The master of love bombing and gaslighting. I love that. Fuck. Oh.
Yeah, follow me for New Hammer.
Yeah. Shadow Sun, yeah, cool. And then we mentioned Farsight and Aun'Va's relationship. We're gonna cover that a little bit more.
Yeah. Aun'Va's relationship with Commander Farsight represents the greatest failure of his authority. Farsight was once among the Tau Empire's greatest warriors, a commander whose victories and loyalty placed him among the most trusted servants of the greater good. Yet, where Aun'Va saw obedience as the foundation of unity, Farsight increasingly questioned the wisdom of commands that demanded sacrifice without end. Their paths eventually diverged, and Farsight abandoned the authority of the Ethereals. Becoming a renegade in the eyes of the Empire, Aun'Va responded by portraying him not merely as a military traitor, but as a warning of what occurs when individual judgment rises above the greater good. His condemnation was calm and absolute. Farsight had done something far more dangerous than disobey an order. He had demonstrated that one of the Tau's greatest commanders could look upon the path chosen for him and decide that he would walk another.
Yeah. So it is possible. There are extreme circumstances when this happens. There's no Ethereals around. All his Ethereal friends die when he makes his choice, Farsight, but it can happen.
Biggest king.
Now there's a whole empire
from the grip of communism.
Yeah, good for him. Nice. Good for him. Let's talk about his war gear. Aun'Va's war gear reflects his position as the supreme spiritual and political authority of the Tau. Designed to preserve his life rather than turn him into a warrior, his equipment surrounds him with protection and ceremony, allowing the master of the Undying Spirit to remain above the battlefield while directing those who fight in his name. His hover throne. Aun'Va's hover throne carries him above the ground while serving as a seat of authority, allowing the ancient Ethereal to move with his honor guard and remain visible above those he commands, and also has a built-in holographic projector. And then he's got the paradox of duality, and this is Aun'Va's supreme honor blade. An ancient staff carried as both symbol and safeguard. Its hidden power projects a protective barrier that answers violence with perfect measure. Growing stronger as the weapon strikes, it grows. Growing stronger as the weapon striking it grows stronger, leaving Aun'Va untouched. It's kind of like Black Panther's vibranium suit, where it like absorbs the energy and kind of deflects it. But this is one of those, fields he can use when talking about like how to make his hologram solid.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Ornate armor. Aun'Va's ornate armor is light and ceremonial, crafted less for protection than to embody his revered station. It is elegant details and ancient symbols declaring his authority over whatever master of the Undying Spirit appears, wherever. And his final piece of war gear or followers is the Honor Guard. Aun'Va's Honor Guard are elite warriors entrusted with the protection of the Ethereal Supreme, selected for their loyalty and skill and willing to place themselves in between their master and their threat. They accompany Aun'Va wherever he travels, forming a living barrier around him, while ensuring that the master of the Undying Spirit can guide the battle without exposing himself unnecessarily. I wonder if he has a bunch of these guys. Because, if he's popping up in different places, he's got 2 bodyguards on this side of the galaxy that think they're guarding Aun'Va, 2 over here that think they're guarding Aun'Va. Like, he's got a bunch of them.
Yeah, they all think they're the exclusive guard of Aun'Va.
Yeah, exactly.
How many people know that he is a hologram and he's dead, I wonder?
I thought in that book, man, I thought they holographically projected his death. So everyone's seen it, but then the Ethereal Council came out and said, no, he actually survived. And then Aun'Va came out and he was the hologram, said, no, I'm fine. So I think everyone knows that he died, but then they you can't lose your entire worldview. So you just believe that he's still alive. And then you see a hologram, like, oh, fuck yeah, he's still alive. I can't change my whole everything to accept that he's dead.
I think I saw on that Reddit post that I glanced at briefly that not even a lot of the Ethereals know that he's dead. So it's like a really well-kept secret.
Yeah, and I imagine it gets to that point where it's like, as soon as everyone seen him that first time after his death, there was no more question of his death. That never even became part of the narrative anymore. They're just like, man, remember that one time he almost died? That was close. It was just not even a question anymore. Yeah. Propaganda is strong in the Tau Empire.
Gotta gaslight them all.
Gotta gaslight them.
Right. With that, let's wrap up with his legacy. Aun'Va's greatest legacy is not the worlds he conquered, the people he gaslit, the communism he spread, the armies he commanded, or even the countless Tau who followed his guidance. It is that his authority survived him. When the master of the Undying Spirit finally died, the Ethereal High Council refused to allow his people to know the truth, preserving his image so that his voice could continue to guide the empire. So there we go. The Ethereal High Council knows, and that sounds like it's about it.
Yeah.
His body was gone, yet his presence remained serene and unquestioned, appearing before the Tau as though death itself had failed to claim him. In life, Aun'Va taught the individual existed only as part of something greater. In death, he became that principle made manifest. There was no longer a man to question, contradict, or disobey. There was only the image of Aun'Va, eternally composed, eternally wise, eternally speaking for the greater good. Perhaps this is the greatest irony of the master of the Undying Spirit. He did not truly defeat death. The Tau simply decided that their leader was too important to be allowed to die. That's a hard line.
Sucks to suck.
It does. And that kind of does fit, though, with the whole greater good theme. Because, he could die, but him being alive serves the greater good better. So he never died.
Never died. Wouldn't do it, couldn't do it. And see nothing.
Me, bro.
Yeah. Well, that's a cool character. I like Aun'Va for what he is, and the implication he has, and just what Ethereals are and how they control it. It's all very fun. It's one of
Yeah,
those great 40K mysteries that we'll never really know what the fuck's happening.
Yeah, that's cool. I like when we get like he's clearly important character, but it's cool to see he's dead, but he's still important. I like when characters carry a legacy like that.
Yeah, they had this like 8th edition run with it, like let's kill off every character and then bring them back. But doesn't matter if it was Yarick, Aun'Va, Ragnar Blackmane, Gazkill, Calgar, Dante. They're like, let's kill every fucking name character in a book and then bring them back.
Yeah. Did you die? Yes, but I lived.
But I lived. But I also lived. Fuck.
Purge called him the prophet of gaslighting, and I think that fits.
Yeah, there we go. The prophet of gaslighting. Oh man. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get one final say from you guys. If you pulse rifle to your head, no, rail rifle to your head. Do the Tau has pheromones? Do they have psychic powers? The Ethereals.
I think it's weak or latent psychic abilities, personally.
I think they're just dumb.
They're just a bunch of low IQ cow people.
I really think they're just gullible, and they're like, no, it wasn't that. It was my cousin. He got shot. Wasn't
I mean,
me.
if they're all falling for the gaslighting, maybe they are all just dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not so sure if it's psychic or the pheromone thing anymore, because yeah, it's a fucking hologram. Unless they're spraying pheromones with the holographic thing, how does that work? Like,
yeah, they like synthesize Aun'Va specific pheromones. Like, yeah, ooh, maybe, but okay. Yeah, that is fun because like this just really increases the mystery of like, okay, how does that work? Well, like those don't work. It definitely is not just those factors. So very cool how they kind of did that. I don't know. I wish they didn't really kill him. I don't know. I don't mind that he's now an AI. Like that's in line with Tau. They already have done that with a bunch of their main characters, so it's not like unbelievable, nothing. But I don't know.
I mean, and this is something that is annoying about 40K and other franchises. If you're gonna kill a character, kill a character. Don't kill a character and go, oh, but he's still here because we're just faking it.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, say it with your whole chest or go sit down. I don't like this.
Exactly. And they just did it with too many in like this like 8th edition era that it was like literally every character was killed off. And like I know 40K is notorious for killing them off, but it was that bringing them back.
Yeah,
it's for the tabletop gig, right? Like, yeah, it's dead, but it's a hologram.
This is not a game. This is life.
Yeah. Just like Conrad's not dead, Sanguinius is gonna come back.
Oh God.
Dorn isn't dead. Horus will come back. Like, if there's no permanence in death, then what's the point?
Yeah,
I think actually the only character I think I know that had a permanent death was, and this is just my limited scope of the lore that I follow all the time, but the Raven Guard chapter master before Shrike died. Shrike took over and then stepped down, and now we have a new one. The chapter master before Shrike is the only permanent death that I know of.
Yeah, and he was kind of always slandered, that character anyways. Like they're always like, this guy is the chapter master, but most people think it should be Shrike.
Yeah, it's like nobody liked him, so they killed him.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, fun episode. It's fun going over these kind of characters and learning about them. The next one we are doing is a Votann character. I forget his name. What is it? Uthrar the Destined. So that should be a pretty fun episode too, learning about them. I learned a lot about the Votann and like when doing the context bit. I'm like, okay, what is the Hearthguard now? What is the Leagues of the Greater Thorian? Or they have so much different things. So I'm pretty excited to get into the Votann, and yeah, we'll do that on the next episode.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, I'm quite excited. I'm a huge Dwarves fan, so yeah.
Nice.
I remembered when they were reintroduced. It was April Fool's Day, the little video reveal. Do you guys remember that too?
Yeah, roughly. I remember the video. Yeah, I didn't know it was on April Fool. So
Yeah,
that's
it
funny.
was on April Fool's, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like we have Space Dwarves now, Rock and Stone, and then yeah, I checked the date. It's April Fool's. The next day they did another video saying like, "Yeah, it
It's
is real." With
real.
yeah, it's a dwarf with a Scottish accent saying, "Yeah, it's real, you dumbasses," and yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
it definitely makes me want to do another little series on them. Like we've only done really 2 episodes on the Votan because they've been so new. That like
yeah,
now I feel like they've had 2, maybe even 3 kind of release cycles, so they got quite a bit going on now.
I still don't feel like they have enough meat on their bones,
Hmm.
lore-wise. Like I don't feel that like drawn to them just yet. But
Okay.
yeah, I really want to like them. You know, I'm a huge fan of Deep Rock Galactic, so yeah, I really, really
Yeah.
want to see them like that. But
Okay.
yeah,
Well, I'll get you on those episodes, and we'll see. Like, we'll go down the old mining hole, as they say, and see if we can fall in
are we
love
gonna
together.
get Geralt as well? I mean, it's
Yeah,
dwarf
yeah.
stuff. We
Or
got
Fuzz, you know. Yeah, yeah.
Get the
Uh,
get everyone, get all of them in there.
there's enough
Uh,
room in this hole for all 5 of us fierce little fucking dwarves. Get on in here, boys.
whoa,
beautiful.
whoa.
All right,
I
everyone.
just
Thanks for
pray.
listening.
I was just gonna drop. Please add Skaven to 40k. Yeah,
Yeah, one
yeah,
day we'll get
yeah.
there.
Love those rat bastards.
Cool. Well, we'll see you guys all in the next episode. Thanks for listening. Adios.
Adios. You've frozen the right mode.